The Minnesota Timberwolves have absolutely had an insane year and they've been playing some amazing basketball. But the real question is, do they genuinely have a shot to go ahead and make the finals this year? Now, there are some absolute great pieces on this Minnesota Timberwolves team. I mean, Anthony Edwards out here looking like Michael Jordan's son. He's been playing some insane basketball, especially in this year's playoffs, which makes everything just so great about this Timberwolves team. So on today's video, I'm going to go ahead and break down why this Minnesota Timberwolves team is like, really good. And I'm also going to go ahead and talk about the key pieces, and then at the end I'm going to go ahead and give my take on, do I genuinely think this team has a chance to make it to the finals this year? Because currently, as I'm recording this video, they currently have a 1-0 lead over the Denver Nuggets, the defending champions. So I'm going to break down, do I think they can go ahead and beat them in a 7-game series? But before I get into it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Very much appreciated. We're on the road to 3K. We are so close. So like I said, it would be very much appreciated. Drop a like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. As a disclaimer, if I do sound kind of weird in this video, I'm getting a little sick, but I also really wanted to go ahead and get this video out for you guys. So, like I said, like and subscribe would very much be appreciated, and hopefully I get better soon. But let's talk about the superstar on this Minnesota Timberwolves team. Let's start off talking about Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, Michael Jordan's son, as they call him, because he's had an all-around insane season for the Minnesota Timberwolves. In the regular season, Anthony Edwards went ahead and averaged 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists on 46% field goal shooting. He had a great regular season, but in the playoffs, he's been on a heater. Like I said, he's played 5 games in the playoffs. At the time I'm making this video, he's averaging 33 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists on 65% true shooting. He is hooping. If the Timberwolves do go ahead and make the finals, a big reason is going to be because of this guy right here. He's an insane playoff riser, and he just knows how to play basketball right. His athleticism is all around amazing. When he has the ball in his hand, he can just make huge plays. He can shoot some threes. He can drive to the basket, and he can make some insane dunks, like all around posters. And he's one of my favorite players in the NBA right now because he's just been insane. And I think forever he's going to be one of my favorite players. Literally, he kind of looks like Michael Jordan's son out there. But of course, he's not actually Michael Jordan's son. That's just what people like to call him because his play style are kind of similar, and he's a dog. But Edwards is a true superstar on this Minnesota team. Point guard, they truly have a great guy at the point guard position. They have Mike Conley, a veteran point guard. He's been in the league for a ton of years now, been in the league since 2007, which is all around crazy. He doesn't have to do much in the regular season. He averaged 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. He doesn't have to do much besides, just play a typical point guard role. He's in, of course, a lead scoring option on this team. If he needs to go ahead and get some buckets, he can do that, but he can also just play point guard and be a great, guy to have. Mike Conley is truly that veteran guy on your team that, you just want for the experience, the guy who's been and done a ton of things. And then also on this team, you got a guy named Jaden McDaniels because, they might got Kevin Durant, but we got Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels is also one of my favorite players in the NBA. This man's defense is all around insane. He can lock anyone down. Yeah, in the regular season, he only averaged 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, but Jaden McDaniels, it's not highlights for him. Like I mentioned earlier, the reason why the Minnesota Timberwolves have such a great defense, which I'm going to get into a little bit later, is because of Jaden McDaniels. He can make some insane plays on the defensive side of the ball. He can get some steals, he can get some blocks, and he can just all around lock down superstars. Like Kevin Durant was getting locked up last series, like no joke whatsoever. Just Jaden McDaniels is the team that I know every NBA team wish they had. Me personally, as a Bucks fan, man, we need a player like Jaden McDaniels, a guy, a long wing that can just go ahead and guard players for defense. We need someone like this on our team. And then the front court, they got 2 guys who honestly played not that good last year. Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns were not meshing together last year, but this year they truly are. Cat, he's a center that can go ahead and shoot the ball pretty well. He can get some points in the paint. Cat is truly, a great center. He's probably a top 10, top 8, one of the best centers in the NBA currently. And then Rudy Gobert, do I even need to speak on what Rudy Gobert can do? Last year he had kind of a slump, but this man, he's definitely returned to his defensive player of the year mode, and he's going to be the candidate and probably going to go ahead and win defensive player of the year. Yeah, this Timberwolves defense, if you're not getting the message by now, this Timberwolves defense is all around elite. In my opinion, they got the best defense in the NBA, and it's because they got guys like Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert. Those 2 right there are just huge pieces on why this defense is so good. And this Timberwolves team all around just plays some great defense. And don't even get me started on Reid as well. He went ahead and won 6th man of the year this year, and for good reason. There's a whole Reid fan club on Twitter. This guy's a hooper. He's a great guy coming off the bench and an all around great, backup center. The Minnesota Timberwolves got a nasty, just an all around nasty front court. Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, Reid, they got a squad and they got some depth. And then also they got some Kyle Anderson, Monty Morris. Like, this Timberwolves team has some depth, and that's another reason why they are so good. They have so many ways that they can go ahead and beat you. And that's gonna go ahead and lead to my next thing. Do the Timberwolves have a chance to win the finals Timberwolves and go ahead and defeat the defending champion Denver Nuggets. Well, here's the thing. When the series first started, I said Denver in 7. You guys are forgetting how much, how good Denver is. And like, you know what? After watching game 1, I'm starting to realize something, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pick the T-Wolves to go ahead and win the series. Now, even though, I'm locked in with Denver, but like, hear me out. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and I honestly agree with them. Minnesota has so many ways that they can go ahead and beat you. They have so many good players, and they have such good depth. If Anthony Edwards is having a bad game, Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert can go ahead and, take over in the front court. Even though Anthony Edwards, he really doesn't have bad games like that. And then as a backup center, the 6th man of the year, they also have Reid. He can also go ahead and take over. I mean, in that 4th quarter last game, game 1 that we saw, he went ahead and took over. And then also Jaden McDaniels can go ahead and give you 25 points if he's feeling hot tonight. This T-Wolf team has so many ways that they can go ahead and beat you, and their defense is so good that, in a 7-game series, they're a team that you're not going to want to face, and they're going to be a team you're not going to want to face coming up, because, like, man, this Timberwolves team is legit. So, genuinely, I think they could go ahead and take care of the Denver Nuggets. If Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic both have bad games, man, it's going to be a bloodbath. I already still have this series going to 7. I still think the Timberwolves have a chance, and I still think Denver's going to have a chance. I think it's going to be pretty close, but this series is going to be a bloodbath. And then if they do go ahead and advance, I genuinely think they can go ahead and beat the Mavericks or the Thunder. The Thunder are a great young team, but I can't see them making the finals year 1. And then the Dallas Mavericks, Luka's kind of having a down year, and this Mavericks team's looking kind of suspect. And I would have this Minnesota team over them too, because same thing what they have with Denver. This team has so many ways they can beat you. They would easily beat Dallas in like 5 or 6 games. And then the NBA Finals, low-key a great matchup would be the Celtics and Timberwolves. I don't even know who would come on top with that one, because the T-Wolves defense is so great. Low-key, I want to pick the Timberwolves to go ahead and win that series, but also like the Boston Celtics, they're also a great team. Low-key, if they were to go ahead and match up in a 7-game series, I think the Minnesota Timberwolves will go ahead and win. Now, to some of you guys, that might sound like an insane take, but you know what, guys? If they really beat the Denver Nuggets, this Minnesota Timberwolves team is legit. Like I mentioned earlier, they got great defense, some great key players, and low-key, I don't want to say it yet too early, because, they haven't won a chip yet, but low-key, this Minnesota Timberwolves team got dynasty material. They have so many great players, they have great defense, everything you want in a championship team. If they go ahead and win one, do not be surprised if they win multiple, because this Timberwolves team, they've done a great job. After years and years of the Timberwolves being so bad, they finally put together a heck of a team. This team is legit. They can play some great basketball, and I'm honestly proud what the head coach and GM did to go ahead and assemble this team. Because like I said, the Timberwolves used to be so bad after Kevin Garnett left, but they finally assembled a great squad, and they definitely have championship aspirations with the squad. It's definitely insane. Yeah, I'm currently recording this video when game 2 is happening, and after the first half, that was an absolute bloodbath. This might be the greatest defense I've ever seen with my 2 eyes. So back to what I was saying earlier about Denver, they would beat Denver in a 7-game series. They really about to go up 2-0 on these guys. Like, it's currently halftime. It's like, this is insane. It's just an all-around bloodbath. And Rudy Gobert is out too. Like, I genuinely don't think any team can beat this team right now. They're just on a whole nother level, and I hope you guys can go ahead and agree. Remember, I'm recording this at halftime, so if the Nuggets do go ahead and come back, I'm gonna be very upset, but I'm adding this segment to the video, either if they win or lose. But yeah, that's gonna be my short little video for today, guys. So if you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Let me know how you guys feel about the Minnesota Timberwolves going forward, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video.